Hello Aries, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Aries, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So with all that being said, Aries, let's get started. How does Aries currently view this relationship? All right, let's see what we got, Aries. So we do have the Knight of Cups. We do have the, no, we don't have the Knight of Cups. We got the Knight of Wands. And we have the Page of Cups, so Six of Cups. For some of you, you could be dealing with a Pisces, possibly a Sag, maybe even a Scorpio. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case. But in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, it looks like you're receiving an apology, but this apology that you're receiving, it's definitely coming from, somebody that you do have a lot of history, with. So this could definitely represent like a family member, possibly, a friend that you're receiving this apology from, or possibly somebody that you were once upon a time romantically involved with. But I am definitely getting, nonetheless, that you're receiving an apology. There's something about this apology being long overdue. I am definitely getting that. In other words, it just appears to me that something clearly happened here between the two of you, and you guys went a while without like seeing one another and or speaking to one another. But I do see you receiving an apology coming from this person. It's like this person's recognizing like where they basically went wrong in all this. I just kind of feel like it took them a while to realize, like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have done this, maybe I shouldn't have done that, maybe I shouldn't have said this, maybe I shouldn't have said that. So I do see you receiving an apology, from this person from your past. I just don't know if this is somebody that you were ever like romantically involved with or not. All I know is that this is somebody who definitely was a part of your life for a very long time. And it just kind of looks like things went south, unfortunately, between you and this person. And I do see this person, wanting to essentially apologize to you for whatever it is that they said and or did. Very curious to see how you're going to feel about this. But how does this person currently view? I feel like another reason why this person was kind of holding off on apologizing to you has a lot to do with them essentially feeling like once they do apologize to you, you're probably not going to want anything to do with them anyway. So then there's that. I do feel like this person was also under the impression that, you never wanted to see them or speak to them and or hear from them, ever again. So I feel like that's like another reason why this person didn't necessarily apologize to you sooner. Because I am getting, once this person realized where they essentially went wrong, which kind of took them a while to realize that due to like ego and pride. I feel like what also kind of like just, held them back and created the delay was, basically what I just, mentioned, you not wanting anything to do with them. You not wanting to ever hear from them again or see them again. So, but I do see this person accepting whatever outcome comes out of this entire situation. If you decide you still want nothing to do with this person, they'll accept that. Things of that nature. How does Aries feel about all of this? Let's see. All right. We do have the Page of Pentacles. We do have the Nine of Wands. And then we also have the Six of Wands. I will say you were very hurt and affected by whatever it is that this person said and or did. I am definitely getting that. It does appear to me, though, that despite the fact that you were really hurt by whatever it is that they said or whatever it is that they did, it does appear to me that you are essentially willing to like move past, whatever happened here, between, the two of you. Do I think that you'll ever like fully trust this person ever again? No, absolutely not. But do I see you willing to essentially move past whatever happened and accept this person's apology? Yes. I just don't feel like your dynamic with this person will ever be the same. Like if you trust this person fully in the past, you ain't gonna find yourself trusting this person fully now. And it's because they did you the way that they basically did you. So do I see you, mending your relationship with this person and making up with this person? Yeah, I just don't feel like it's gonna be the same like it used to be, I would say, between the two of you. How does this person feel? Okay. So we do have the World, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and then we also have the Three of Cups. Okay. In regards to how this person currently feels, which is interesting that I just kind of went over this energy, with you, because I do see like I said, I do see you accepting their apology. I do see you like willing to kind of like talk it out and move past whatever the heck happened here between the two of you. However, your relationship with this person will never be how it once upon a time was. And that's just the reality of the situation. However, I feel like they think and feel like this is like the two of you just kind of picking up where you guys left off with one another, as if nothing ever happened, as if they never did you the way that they did you. And I see it being that way for them, as far as like them just kind of picking up where they left off with you as if nothing ever freaking happened. But I just don't see that being the case on your end. Like, I do see you picking up where you left off with them, sure, but you're not going to sit here and forget, you know what I mean, how this person did you. You know what I mean? Therefore, your relationship with this person will never be the same. And I think that they think that, oh yeah, like we talked it out, we worked it out, we moved past it, everything's good, everything's great, everything's back to normal, you know, between Aries and I. And I just, that may be the case for them, but it's definitely not the case for you, is basically what I'm gathering. What actions? We have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Wands, and then we also have the Queen of Pentacles out here. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Nine of Swords, and then we also have the Seven of Cups, and then we also have the Chariot, and then we also have the Page of Wands, and then we also have the Queen of Swords. It's not going to take this person too long to kind of realize this significant change within you. In other words, you're not how you used to be with them. You know what I mean? You're just not. And I think that it does have a lot to do with like whatever the heck happened here, right? Between the two of you. I am definitely getting that. And it's not going to take this person too long to essentially realize like you're just not the same like you used to be, you know, with them. You're just not, you know. And I do see this person kind of like having a conversation with you about it. Like they're gonna bring it up to you like, oh, I just kind of noticed that, you know, like you're not like this anymore, and you're not like that anymore, and you know, we used to do this, and you know, we used to do that, and we don't really do that anymore. You know what I mean? Like I do see them eventually like calling you out on it. I am definitely getting that as far as like your significant you know, change, you know, towards, you know, them and your dynamic with them. But we do have the Ace of Pentacles to the Queen of Wands to the Queen of Pentacles out here. Once you, I guess, patch things up, you know what I mean, with this person, because I do see you definitely doing that, I just kind of see you getting back to like living your regular life, you know what I mean? However, I just kind of feel like there's going to come a point in time where they're going to kind of like call you out on like this significant change within you. Like, oh, like, you know, we used to talk all the time, now we don't talk anymore. Or we used to hang out all the time, and now we don't hang out anymore. We used to do this, and we don't do this, and we don't do that. And, you know, you used to be like this with me, and you're not like that with me anymore. Like, and I do feel like it has a lot to do with whatever was said and or done that greatly affected you by this person's actions and, you know, behavior. So, like I said, you know, it's just not the same for you, considering what they put you through. It's just not the same. It's just not the same. It's just not the same. It's not the same. Like, I don't feel like you're going to treat this person like you once upon a time did. I don't think that you're going to have the type of relationship with this person like you did in the past. Like, it's just not the same. Because they said what they said, or they did whatever it is that they essentially did. And even though I do see you accepting this person's apology, doesn't necessarily mean that you gotta treat this person the way that you treated them in the past. Just doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the way that you were with this person in the past. I just feel like you're the type of person that trusts what people essentially show you too much. And I think that that's a good trait to have, because I feel like there's a lot of us out here that don't really do that, you know, as far as like trusting you know, a person and what they show us, you know what I mean? You're just that type of person that, you know, when a person shows you their true colors, you're just going to instantly turn around and just believe them and what they're essentially showing you and how they are as an individual. You're just going to turn around and immediately trust it. You know what I mean? And I think that, you know, they showed you, you know, their true colors, and you decided to turn around and essentially believe them. Is basically what I'm gathering. So although you may have patched things up between you and this person, you know, I do see you kind of keeping this person at arm's length, because again, they already showed you what they're capable of. They already showed you, you know, their true colors. And a lot of you feel like you know, if you go back to having the type of relationship you have with this person, you know, it's only a matter of time before they do you wrong again. It's only a matter of time before they do this. It's only a matter of time before they do that. So, yeah, I see you patching things up with this person, but deciding to keep this person at arm's length is basically what I'm gathering. And I don't necessarily feel like this person's going to like it, to be completely honest. Yeah, I don't feel like this person's going to like it, but it is what it is. We have the High Priestess, we got the Knight of Swords, and then we also have the Moon out here. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Empress, and then we also have another thing too. I am definitely getting that you used to be like very open and honest and transparent with this person about a lot of things. I just don't see you doing that moving forward. So like this person might try to like ask you questions like, so like, yeah, so how's life and what's new and, you know, what's going on and, you know, what you got going on, Aries? Oh, you know, nothing, work, you know, nothing special. Like I just kind of see you keeping it very short and vague. I would say, you know, with this person, and again, I think that it does have a lot to do with whatever this person did and or said to you in the past that caused you to now essentially feel like it's not safe, you know, for you to trust this person like you once upon a time did, is basically what I'm gathering. So yeah, you're not going to find yourself being this open book, you know, with them like you used to be. Is basically what, you know, I'm gathering. And I think that eventually this person's going to catch on and realize, like, you know, you're just not the same way that you used to be with them. And they personally don't like it, but it kind of looks like they kind of have no choice, you know, at this point, to just accept the fact that you are now the way that you are, you know, with them, because I don't see you having that type of relationship that you had with this person, you know, in the past. I just kind of feel like this person looks at you as somebody who is, you know, very, very private now, very, very much to yourself now. You know, you're not this open book like you used to be. And I just don't feel like this person likes this new version of you, but they don't really have anybody else to blame but themselves. You know what I mean? They just don't. So then there's that, Aries. But that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.